Seeing that it's 7 o'clock, we're going to open the December 9th, 2019 meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Let's see, present are Kasaya Nazrella, Peter Parcellin, Robert Durgan, Gerald Joy, and Daniel Bossari, as well as myself, Robert Gaynor. Okay, let's start off with, seeing that nobody else is here yet. Well, are you from Kristen Lofstrom?
Yes.
Oh, okay. He's here. Let's do petition 911. You didn't look like Kristen, my bad.
Substitute.
Happens all the time. Okay, the Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, December 9th, 2019 at 7 o'clock p.m. in meeting room number 1 of the Halifax Town Hall, 499 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Mass. On the application by Raymond and Kristen Lofstrom for a special permit for an existing in-law apartment located at 85 Summer Street, Halifax, Mass. Said property is owned by Raymond and Kristen Lofstrom of 85 Summit Street, Halifax, Mass. 02338, as shown on Assessors Map 88, Lot 5, Title Reference Book number 44725, page 342. The applicants are seeking a new special permit for their pre-existing in-law apartment for use in accordance with the zoning bylaws of the town of Halifax under section 167.7D, section 12. Area is zoned residential, petition number 911. Yes, sir, and your name, please?
Raymond Lofstrom.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion closes. Meeting closes. Closes the meeting. And you're the petitioner of 85 Summer Street? Okay, you want to kind of explain to us briefly what you're doing here, or?
Sure, so I guess every 5 years you need to reapply for the special permit for the in-law.
Okay,
So that's what we're doing. We still have the in-laws with us, so nothing's changed. They're still living at the...
no walls put up, no changes in the structure, no additions, deletions,
No, everything.
no new driveways, everything's remained the same?
Everything's the same as it was.
Members of the board have questions for Mr. Lostrom? Who are the relatives you're living with?
My wife's parents.
Wife's parents. And they were the same, like you said, they were the same from 5 years ago?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions or anything like that from the members? Do I have a motion regarding petition number 911?
I'll make a motion to accept petition number 911, special permit for a pre-existing in-law apartment.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor to accept petition number 911. Any additional changes or conditions that want to be placed? We all good? Okay. We'll go by voice vote. Kasaya?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Robert?
Yes.
And Jerry?
Yes.
And Dan, your opinion?
Yes.
Okay. Passes 5-0 to 0. You're good.
Can I just ask a quick question? So 5 years, I gotta redo it. Do you get a waiver if it's the same
I think he's-
people, nothing changed, or is there like a...
He's good now,
It would
right?
be a review. It would
Yeah.
just be a review.
Oh, it's just a review?
So you might not even have to come in,
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
guys.
think.
So I'll
Is
send
that
you
how it
your,
works then?
I'll
We
send
got
you
a,
your letter and then...
We got a thing we gotta sign something.
Slack. She's gonna try to,
We're
yeah.
either gonna have to send out an official written reprimand for her, or to make it just a verbal to start out with. Counseling. Yeah, I think it will.
I mean, we're nice guys.
Pretty
but
much
we're not
that
that
with
nice.
Hey, did somebody win?
South lost. Yeah.
No.
It was tied. They
I
got
was
a
watching
bad
that
pass
game.
interference call.
Oh, I was watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were there actually. We were like the second row back. It was pretty
Really?
cool. We brought Joe. He was like pumped to be there, right next to the field. It's pretty cool.
You got a Carrington? Am I the only one here?
One just left.
It's a new pens.
Yeah, no,
This is
high tech.
Really. All the lawsuits, all of a sudden they give you nice pens.
So, actually, we have 10 minutes before the next hearing. Dan brought up a point that maybe we should look into having a copy of that zoning code.
Subdivision control law.
The subdivision.
The handbook.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
should get
You
a
know, at least
copy.
have one here.
But I would like to see us each have one, if it's possible.
We'll have Alana look into seeing getting a copy of that, find out expense-wise
The subdivision.
how much it is.
The state provides a subdivision
Okay.
control
The handbook?
handbook.
Gotcha.
Where do you get them from, Gordon, do you know?
It's online, you can,
Yeah, we're online.
Yeah.
It's through the state.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's through the state.
All right, let's do some quick mail. Still got another 5 minutes or so to kill. Oh, can you give that to her or whatever we're gonna do with it? Oh, let's do some bills first. We have some bills here. Pass them out. Take them out.
So we should take one pay?
I should do that. They're all in one thing. I think.
Okay, I'll go through some quick mail there that we have also. We got a finance committee liaison appointments that's listed by the different departments in town, if anyone wants to take a look at them. We have the agenda for the December 4th, 2019 meeting from the Old Colony Planning Council. You guys can peruse that on your own if you'd like to take a look at that. 2020 Board of Selectmen meeting schedule. They applied the zoning board with a copy of when their meetings are. And then we have some mail that came in on December 2nd from the Department of Housing and Community Development, where basically they're talking about how they calculate the percentage of subsidized housing as pertaining to the number of residential units and whatnot in town. And so if you guys would like to look at that, that is also available to you. All right. What else do we have? Bills, other business. All right, good stuff. So technically, we have to wait till 1:15. We'll take a 5-minute recess, and if you'd like to do whatever you have to do, because we can't have your hearing until 7:15. So, Alana, when did Bow Street withdraw their application?
At the last meeting.
Oh, they did? Oh, they withdrew it right then and there?
Yeah.
I thought they were just putting it off for...
No, they actually already reapplied. Barbara brought it to me yesterday. Today? Monday. Yeah. So I have their new application for the next meeting.
to make changes?
They have some new drawings and stuff for you guys to look at.
New placement?
Looks like it.
Which under that, there's a whole new set of restrictions for replacement.
It's no longer a replacement. It's new
Well,
construction.
okay.
Yeah, there's a whole section on it. 160. Stand by. Yeah, 167.8. Page 167.30, somewhere around there.
Jerry, these are for next.
They changed it, or they? We just pointed out
What?
with the new application.
They haven't, presented it quite yet.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
So what you're looking at, the restoration?
I guess so, yeah. What else would you
not-
want? We
It's
still,
new construction now, if you use it.
It can't be,
It's
you
not.
can't exceed the original height. It's a restoration.
is that it there? Oh, that's doing, no. That's the one we're doing. Oh, I thought you were talking about Bow Street.
Yeah, I thought so
That's
too.
what I thought.
That's Doris.
This is not, yeah.
This is
That's this one,
That's
yeah.
this one that we're looking at.
Yeah, I was talking about Bow Street, that's what I thought that was.
Okay. This is the one that's coming up. So he sits right in the corner, so he's got two frontages. That's nice.
We did this for both of them.
Hmm?
Yes, for both.
Okay, seeing it's approximately 7:15, the Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, December 9th, 2019, at 7:15 PM in meeting room number 1 of the Halifax Town Hall, 499 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Mass, on the application by John and Tina Marie Harrington for a special permit and variance to build a garage located at 9 Beach Road, Halifax, Mass. Said property is owned by John and Tina Harrington of 9 Beach Road, Halifax, Mass. Is shown on Assessors Map 43, Lot 15, title reference Book 24187, page 161. The applicants are seeking a special permit to construct a 24 by 26 garage, which would constitute a continuation of a non-conforming use and an extension of a non-conforming use, as well as a variance of the front setback from Doris Road from 50 feet to 8 feet, and the front setback from Beach Road from 50 feet to 25 feet in accordance with the zoning bylaws of the town of Halifax under sections 167(8)A, 8C, and 11. Area is zone residential. Petition number 913. Hi. Would you like to tell us about your petition, well, what you want to do?
I want to build a 24 by 26 garage, and the reason I'm here is for variance for setbacks. And I wrote some plans here. I don't know if you have a plot plan already?
We have this. This is.
Okay. What I've done is, I don't have an actual plan for the garage, because if the dimensions that I'm looking for change for any reason, then the plans wouldn't be any good. But what I'm gonna do is, what I'd like to do is, the garage is gonna match the house. That's a picture of the house. And it's gonna be the same
Is that
pitch
from
roof.
Beach Road or is that from Doris, that picture? Is
This
that
is
looking
Beach
at it from
Road.
Beach?
Yes, the front of the
Okay.
house is on Beach,
Okay.
Doris would be over here.
Okay.
And I have some other pictures in here too, of the intersection there. But what I'd like to do is, if you got the plan,
Yeah, here's the,
okay, here's the garage. I want to put the doors facing the back side of the lot for a number of reasons. I've got trees up here, there's a pole with a guy wire on it, and it's very close to this intersection. The driveway would be right there at the intersection of these two roads. And with the doors this way, I could actually even pull a car in, pull it up in front of the garage, and it'd be well off the street.
so you're gonna keep both driveways?
Yes.
Keep the one that's existing?
Yes,
and-
I would keep this driveway here because it's a lot easier if my wife goes grocery shopping, bring the groceries in here, then come all the way over here and come around the back of the house. And this is a picture of the house, and there's the intersection. It shows the trees and the pole.
Oh, so this corner is right here?
Exactly. That's it right there.
Can I see the other ones that you have also?
Yep, this is from a different angle. Same intersection though. And what I did was I just went around and I went took pictures of some of the other garages that were in the neighborhood.
This blue house, is this the house or is that just?
No,
the
that's
intersection?
just the intersection. This is there's a picture of the house.
Oh, this
And-
is his neighborhood pictures?
Yep, this just shows a driveway
That tree's probably.
of the property on 14 Doris, but the driveway's actually on Beach Road. And there's a garage that was built at 21.
Just looking down this way.
And this is a garage that's, the property's 23 and 1, but the garage is on Beach Road also.
So,
Okay, swap it in. At the same time. Oh, let me throw this in there too. We have a letter submitted to the board that was sent Monday, December 9th, 9:22 a.m. From Mr. Edward Galligan.
Galligan, yes, my next door.
Hello, and thank you for speaking with me just now. I, Edward Galligan, owner of 7 Beach Road, Halifax, am writing to express support of petition number 913 for John and Tina Harrington to add a garage to their property at 9 Beach Road. If you require anything else from me, please let me know. So it's just one of the abutters. Gentlemen, you have the plot plan over there too, you have one? I have a quick question for you. Why 18 feet? I mean, there's the other pictures that you showed us in the neighborhood, those little garages and whatnot
I just
are
wanted.
not closer to 6 or 8 feet than, you have a front
Right.
setback from 50 feet to 8, and there's 18 feet here.
Right. Well, this is, no, I'm not sure how they figure this, you're gonna have to explain this to me, but this, yeah, it shows 8 feet right here, but it's actually 13 feet to the edge of the asphalt.
Yeah, with the setbacks measured from the property line.
Right, right. And I just didn't know how that was figured. I thought my property went to the asphalt, but obviously it doesn't. Well, I just wanted space in here mostly because we get sun in the yard from this direction. And I wanted sun on this end of the house. That's why I left that much distance between the garage and the house.
Is there, Dan, you've got the book there, are there dimensions for...
Up potato, wait.
Are there dimensions there for the size of garage based on the first floor living space?
That's what I'm looking.
An accessory
for,
building.
Accessory building, and that's what I was looking up on. I'm looking up, just reviewing the
Ground floor
non-conforming
area
uses.
greater than the foundation size of the house. So it's less than the foundation size of the house. And then it can't have a ground floor area of greater than 884, but that's 624.
Oh, he's got it?
Yeah, it's on my phone.
Okay. What did it say?
Ground floor area, you can't have more than 884 square feet, and no garage or barn should have a ground floor area greater than the foundation size of the house. But that's fine.
So,
Only 624, yeah.
Yeah. You're not having a door height greater than 12 feet, are you?
No,
all right, so the garage is gonna be used specifically just for...
just my own personal.
Just your own,
use, yeah,
there's
right.
no type of business or anything being
I'm a truck
repairs,
driver,
nothing
I'm
like
not a
that?
mechanic. Yeah, this is just for my own personal use, that's all.
And it's just the garages, there's no bathroom facilities or anything like that? Are you gonna have water out there or
No room
power?
above it or anything like that, no, just a basic garage. I'll have power,
Yeah.
and I'll have some heat there.
No living quarters or anything?
No,
Second floor?
no,
Where is the septic? The septic?
the septic is in the backyard, right over this way. And see, the tank is right there, the leaching field is beside the shed right there.
Any other questions from members of the board?
There hasn't been any negative feedback from any abutters.
I only have the one letter of correspondence. Have you spoken with any of your abutters or anything?
Oh, yeah, I've talked to the neighbors and nobody's had a problem with it.
The only other thing I have is, if you were going to be submitting a variance for a garage that's 24 by 26, and you said you don't have dimensions or anything or a plot plan, we can only vote on what you plan to construct.
Right.
In other words, that's it. You know, it's,
Well, no, that's fine, see, that's the dimensions I want, that I want to stick with. I just didn't want to have a set of plans drawn up and then have the board change the size for some reason, for whatever reason.
We won't change the size,
No, it's,
size you're gonna change.
it's going to be the same size, it's going to be 24 by 26.
yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
What do the other board members feel about the 8 feet versus the 18 feet on the side there?
Is there anything between the house and the proposed garage that would keep you from moving it closer?
No, just along there, like I said, the only reason I had it that far out was just, I wanted sunlight in that area of the yard, and on that side of the house.
Is the height of it higher than the house, or is it gonna be all the same height?
It'll be just about the same size, of the same height as the house, yeah.
That's my only thing, that garage could be closer to the house and further away from the road. There's no reason it can't be.
I could. I mean, how much would you be looking for?
I mean, it does look like there are other garage, I don't know about those pictures, but it does look like there are other garages that close to the house in the neighborhood. I mean, I don't know.
12 feet away. They'll give you,
Or go 10 feet between the house and the proposed garage? And make it 16 feet off the lot line? Kind of match the other side, he's 15 over there. What do you feel 8 is sufficient?
Would he have to?
Well, the only other thing is, I mean, we did see several pictures, that if people aren't familiar with it and you want to go take a look at it, we can do that too,
I do have stakes out there in the yard.
It is basically a pre-existing, it's a non-conforming neighborhood from way back, so, but like even some of the pictures that he showed us were, certainly, they weren't 8 feet from the lot line, they were a little bit more. Or actually, those pictures are showing from the asphalt, as he said, that, it's the pleasure of the board.
I mean, if you brought it back to 12 feet, that would give you, like say 14 or 15, that's pretty close to what the other one is, if you're gonna bring it back off the street. So you'd wind up with 14 feet off the street.
Anybody else?
would you be agreeable with that?
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, so you're talking about changing this dimension to 12?
Right.
Yeah.
The windows on that end of the house and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, because there's 2 bedrooms right on the end of the house here.
I mean, you need windows in a bedroom
Looking at it.
as egress anyway, so you would have to keep it off some.
I just wonder if the safety on one side, but just the way it will look on the other end. Like if you move it back too close, it's gonna be like
Too close to the
right
house?
next to each other, yeah.
Are there any other houses or garages on these streets that are that close to the road?
Oh, yeah. Well, I showed
And
you
some of
that.
those pictures, I feel like
The
they're
one
right up
picture, I
against the
think, is,
asphalt.
I think one of the garages is 6 feet off the street,
Yeah.
and that's the front, the garage doors.
Is it 6 feet off the asphalt?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like
Then the sea
1
would
foot
be,
off the road.
yeah, this would be fine.
Yeah, there's some that are
What's
pretty
that?
The
close.
sea would be fine, it would match what's existing in the neighborhood.
Right.
Anybody else want to look at that?
Well, let's start out easy then. How about, does anybody have any ideas regarding the, say, the size of the garage, the 24 by 26? Is that okay?
It's okay.
How about 12 feet from the front side lot line? Or do you want to leave it, Jerry? What do you think?
I mean, I think with the other garages, just seeing the other pictures there, that's pretty similar to what's in the neighborhood.
Well, what do you
The
think?
closer that garage to the house, like he said, is gonna block his sun away from the windows. And 4 feet ain't gonna make much difference, so you might as well leave it the same. I mean,
At the pleasure of the board?
Going on site also.
Want to do an on-site? It's normally, well, it is the practice of the board that if we're not really familiar with the area, that we go out and take a look at it and then vote on it at the next meeting. That can also, if your members are familiar with it, then it can be waived, but it is the practice of the board that if, to examine or go take a look at the property anyway. What's it,
Okay.
it's gonna be sitting on a slab or what?
I haven't really gone into much detail, because I wanted to make sure I could do it first before I started doing all this legwork, and then did it all for nothing.
Is that what you're thinking?
I'm gonna get some opinions,
But like put a foundation in?
whether to do a foundation or a slab, yeah. Because I want something that's gonna be, structurally sound.
Do you have those pictures? Are those in there? Like this one's super cool. Both these buildings are like. Like it's not on the corner. Yeah, that's nice.
The corner what?
Like it's off the corner, which is
Yeah, that,
Like that's
yeah, if it
important.
was 8 feet off of,
this is the intersection.
That shows the intersection, right?
that's the big tree there.
Right. So that's the trees like right.
Right.
Same intersection, different angle.
Oh, okay.
I mean, nobody's driving 50 miles an hour on these roads. There's-
Okay, now
there's
that's
slow-
funny.
Most of the time.
So, well, just from where it is, I mean,
You wouldn't think.
my truck can't accelerate that fast. So, well, I'm looking where it is on this,
Yeah. It's way in the back behind Lindy's back there.
right, and it's very short streets.
They are.
That's what I mean. Seems to be enough room for snow to be plowed as it sits right now. That to me would be the major.
That's where they put it all right on that corner.
Right, so as long as there's enough room for snow removal on the street.
Seems to be plenty of room for that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what makes me feel better about it.
Want to take a look, Bob?
Might give us a better picture.
All right. Why don't we do that? If you could leave the stakes, that would be really helpful.
I might have to clear out a couple of them.
Oh, yeah, if we get snow between now
They've
and...
been a little bit overgrown too, since I put them in.
When's our next meeting? January what,
January
13th?
13th.
What is it?
January 13th.
Monday, 12th, the 11th? It's a Saturday?
Yep.
What? Why are you smirking?
Question here.
Oh, she didn't give us the wrong
I don't
information.
care.
She's been slacking.
So the Saturday prior to January meeting would be the 11th? What time's good for you guys?
9.
9?
Yes.
I can get the day over. All right, we'll come out and take a look. January 11th, it's a Saturday at 9 o'clock. And if you could have some form of stakes or whatever up there to give us
Stakes
a,
are already in the ground there, I'll make
give us a
sure
good
that
idea, yeah?
they're visible and,
And then we'll vote on this the next meeting and we'll go from there.
when would the next meeting be after the
13th.
The 13th,
13th? Oh, okay.
all right?
All right,
We'll put you on the schedule for the 13th.
all right.
You need
All
a
right.
motion for the onsite?
All right, thanks.
It's the normal practice, I don't think we need a motion for it.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Why don't we do a motion for January 11th at 9 AM? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion for petition 913 for an on-site inspection January 11th at 9 AM.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Also make a motion to continue petition 913,
Two.
January 13th, 2020.
All right. And do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So,
Aye.
thank you. Petition 913 then will be continued until the Saturday's inspection and then the meeting itself on the 13th. Great, awesome. We're out. 7:30. 7:39, Mr. Burgess?
Yes.
Hi. Okay, the Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, December 9th, 2019 at 7:30 PM in meeting room number 1 of the Halifax Town Hall, 499 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Mass. On the application by Scott P. Burgess for a special permit to construct a two-family dwelling located at 8 Hilda Lane, Halifax, Mass. Said property is owned by Scott P. Burgess of 8 Hilda Lane, Halifax, Mass. As shown on Assessors Map 120, Lot 1T. Title reference, Book 51353, page 177. The applicant is seeking a special permit to construct a two-family dwelling proposed on Assessors Map 120-1T, consisting of 22.33 acres in accordance with the zoning bylaws of the town of Halifax under section 167.7, area zoned residential business, petition number 912. Hi, Mr. Burgess, how are you?
I'm good to go.
Oh, we had a couple questions just to kick off. It's zoned residential and business?
That's what they say, yeah. I'm not positive on that. I thought it was residential myself.
So didn't we? Agriculture or residential?
Right, yeah,
Maybe it was just a,
typo.
That's it. Residential, yeah.
Yeah,
agricultural residential.
Yeah.
Okay. That was just a little confusing there.
That was according to the assessor's property card.
The property card? Well, we should clear that up.
Residential business back there.
Yeah, how we, even on the,
yeah.
business isn't even close.
No.
Yeah,
So-
that's not right.
You know what, Alana, why don't we check into that just to make sure there isn't some kind of error on the,
Alright, so I'm looking at 8 Hilda Lane right now.
are you looking at the card?
Yes, it says zoning RB.
R,
RB is in boy, business. Right?
I didn't think there was such a designation as RB. Not that I'm aware of.
That says,
There's nothing in our zoning. It's either agricultural, residential, it's commercial,
Commercial.
industrial, two.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to run a business, I would try to
Yeah,
put a
that's
retirement
not a
home
business.
on
But down on Carver Street is residential business.
Yeah, but that's way up. This is way down there. This is the map on online too. This is not, there's nothing covered here. That's all a commercial district over here.
Oh, on Calvin Street there, yeah. I was trying to think of what that's.
So that's a business area.
Yeah, this is the Carver Street thing you're talking about up here.
You know, we'll double check on that, please, because I know of no such designation, to be honest. Either it's AR and business,
Right.
or AR or business. Well, we'll double check on it. Oh, the other thing, on your applications, it said it's consisting of a 22.33 acres, yet on the plan, where did we have? It showed 13 point something.
I think that's uplands, right?
Is that the
That's
upland?
the uplands. The whole lot is 23.
Because it's, you know, it said lot 3, 13.83 acres.
But that's the upland.
It's just the upland.
Right.
Okay,
But the whole lot consists all the way down to here.
that's all of 23.
Yeah.
This being the wetlands designation,
That's correct.
and over this way too.
That's correct.
So the proposed house is sitting on of uplands, 13.83.
That's correct.
Okay, want to tell us what you want to do here, Mr. Burgess? Give us-
Basically, I live in a two-family now in Randolph. My son lives on the other side. My wife, Diane, and I live in the other. My son had a stroke when he was 12, and he's somewhat disabled. Still gets around, does his thing, but he still needs help from time to time. So that's why I want to build the in-law, not the in-law, the two-family, so he can be next door to me. That type of thing. So, we're way back in the woods, no one's gonna see it. I know there's no other two families in the area that I know of, but it's secluded, no one's gonna see it but a bird, you know?
Questions from the board, for Mr. Burgess, please? Did you look into the, in-law apartment?
Yeah, it doesn't really fit what I'm looking to do, because when I pass on, which, 20 years from now, it might give him some revenue stream, he can rent that piece out when he moves into mine,
Now, is it going to be a completely separate, or is it going to be a passageway from yours to his side?
Pass its way through, yeah. We're gonna use the same washer, dryer, that type of thing. We eat a lot of meals together now.
Square footage, do you have a plan?
Yeah.
Oh, we have. I
Oh,
don't know if it shows any.
a floor plan.
What's the road front?
How big is one section compared to the other? Or are they identical, or?
No, mine is 44 by 36, and his is 20 by 36. That's gonna be a log home. That's what we live in now.
Do you have a floor plan with you?
Yeah.
Oh, good one.
Does this lot have frontage on South Street?
No,
No?
okay.
Isn't that nice looking? Okay, yeah, because we were looking at this and wondering
Right.
where the other entrance was, and so where is that, his entrance would be here?
This is the front door to my house.
Oh, okay.
And his is in the, put on the glasses. This is his front door. Looking at it from that side.
So it would be over here.
That's correct.
So his living space would basically abut the garage.
Right. That way utilizing the garage wall as his wall, saving a lot of money that way.
Oh, this is the slope here that you're talking about.
Right, this is the upstairs. Yeah, we'll flip to the next page.
This is the first floor and that's the second?
Is there another copy? This is,
Same thing.
same thing.
Is there another floor plan? So You being in the main house is gonna be 2 bedrooms?
Upstairs is 2 bedrooms and downstairs is my bedroom, and this is his upstairs. He'll have a second bedroom there with a loft, open to the ceiling there.
And his bedroom is gonna be on the first,
Yeah, he doesn't do stairs well. Just so I anticipate myself not doing stairs well later in life.
yeah, this is the second floor, you must have the first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll trade you one. That's the first and second. And this
I
is
think
the
you
first
just did
here. So this goes this way.
Actually,
What, do we do it again?
yeah, you did it again. So this is the first
Well,
one.
these are the same.
So there's like a portico here, you pull up, get out and come into the home here. This is my home,
Yep.
and this is his home. This is all just porch, all
So
farmer's porch.
you have a master bedroom on,
My master bedroom
this
is
one
there, yeah, that's his master bedroom.
So you'll be sharing the same utilities and
Yep,
septic and all that stuff?
yep. Like to.
so this is his main entrance.
Yep. These are just,
This would be your main entrance.
that's correct. I'm actually gonna put another door over here for him to come out so he can park here and access in this way instead of,
Actually, no,
I was gonna say, it's the shared
Basically.
utilities.
Right.
Right.
That's what you're doing. You're not doing anything different other than, there's gonna be an open space in the middle.
well, you have to have a 6-foot opening,
Yes.
which, you guys are actually gonna be doing away with all that,
Who?
your town. I don't know if you went to that meeting about 2 weeks ago, trying to clear up the 2-family, multifamily.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of crap. And when you ask the question, they can't give you an answer, what's what,
Correct.
you know? So, and if it's
And here
a,
we are.
yeah, exactly.
And here we are.
And here they are.
If it's a in-law, you legally can't rent it out. So later on in life, I'd like him to be able to, you know, have an apartment there he can rent out and gain some income, you know? And this is gonna be all handicap accessible,
Both sides.
yes.
And this would be the entranceway from one to the other?
That's correct. He can enter the garage if he wants, or come up in here with a washer and dryer, come in here and eat. You know,
Oh, so, oh, I see, so this whole room would be shared.
yeah.
If you're gonna share the kitchen?
No, he has his own kitchen. He's not a bad cook either.
What's that?
He's a pretty good cook.
Questions from the board?
I mean, if you're trying to make it a rental property, you're gonna have to change the the description of what you have.
Well, if it's a two-family,
You're gonna share the electric, you're gonna share the septic, you're gonna share everything else.
What's
Yeah,
this dem-
When you rent it, how are you gonna do that?
factor it in. You know? I mean, I can put 2 septic systems, I can put 2 water heaters, I can do 2 of everything, it don't matter.
Well, septic can be shared, that's
Right.
not an issue. I think the utilities are the issue. I think that's what we got.
It's a well, not no town water.
Water can be shared and septic can be shared, but the utilities, I think that's gonna denote the difference between an in-law apartment and a multifamily.
So I put a second meter on it.
I mean, I guess the issue is there's really no rental properties in that part of town, which is the issue.
Okay.
So it's
That's under development, but it's still,
and I don't know.
I'm talking 20 years down the road.
whether that or not.
Yeah.
Understood.
So we're always talking 20 years down the road around here.
I know.
And I think that's the,
Family development. It's in the 50s.
that's why you're having to come here. If it was just an in-law, you
Like
could
where
probably,
his son is,
at this point, would be able to just do it.
That's under development. 'cause
Well,
it's the same
if
type
you
of
want to
building.
call it an in-law, we'll call it an
Yeah,
in-law.
man, we have
We can't now.
Well, when I asked the question to the building inspector, you know, which way, and he went, take your pick.
Well,
He goes, they're all the
yeah.
same.
So if it's an in-law, it can only be a family member, right?
Yeah.
And if
Is
it's
he
not,
on there?
if it's
Is
if
he
it's
on
what
there?
you're asking
Yeah,
for,
720.
anybody can rent it at any time. And that's, I think, it's two different
25, 36.
questions to the town, and to the
Okay.
people who live around it, and all that stuff.
But-
That's all.
It
Alright.
falls under that,
If it does.
but it doesn't, it's not developed.
It's not a develop, it's not
What
three,
type of-
it's only two.
Building is the same.
Yeah, none of that applies,
I
because it's
know.
only 2 units.
But one paragraph, it's talking about the building, and you need 750 square feet per unit,
700 square feet per unit.
750.
Maximum. And
But,
the Suns one would be 720.
Yeah, but I don't think any of that applies to this, because it's
Is that
only two.
multifamily development?
It's a development.
That's a development, that's 3 or more units. This is a multifamily.
This is it's a two-family.
Two-family.
It's a two-family and a dwelling, and a duplex.
We got a couple of them in town. On this, couple on 106.
Yep. Up
Yeah.
on 106, there's 2, and where's the other one off of Chestnut Street back there? There's another one.
I mean, our in-law apartment is kind of different also from some other towns. I mean, as far as the neighborhood goes, whether you have an in-laws living there or you have someone renting living there, it's the same number of cars, it's the same number of people. The impact is the same, whether you're renting it to somebody or an in-law staying there. They could be paying rent for all we know, you know, but
Oh, he's charging them rent, don't you worry.
but density-wise, you know, it's really no different if you think about it. I don't have the issue personally with wanting to rent it someday, but it's gotta be set up right. That's my issue.
But again, you can do that in 20 years.
You could.
Yeah, but
Yeah, if your situation
if
changes.
the other argument is if there are now 17 houses going down Hayward Street on a road that everybody was complaining about paving at the town meeting last year, and we have now 17 houses on Hayward Street that all are two families and they're all renting that stuff, like that's changes the entire character of the neighborhood. And that, like, whether or not it's an in-law or not, that's, you know, it's like if there's a transient population renting for 6 months at a time, coming in, coming out, that's gonna change, that changes
There's
the
only
character.
4 other lots on Hilda Lane.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
and we see all sorts of crazy stuff going up all the time, so I don't, you know what I mean, I just, and we're obviously voting for one thing, one time, I haven't made up my mind on anything, because, I mean, just looking at this, it's hard to say no to, but.
But if everybody applied for an in-law apartment, you'd have the same volume.
Yeah, arguably.
Arguably,
Or
right.
you'd have the intent would be relatives and all that stuff, they'd be
Right.
there for a long period of time, not just renters,
Right.
which is different.
Any other questions from members?
Plot plan. You have that.
You're putting a two-family on 13 acres.
Yeah,
It's a lot better than what they applied for.
correct.
Well, technically, bottom line, you're putting a 2-family on 22 acres.
22
Yeah,
acres.
yeah.
And that's, the impact is minimal, you know? But
And
before they
arguably
had
a
4
duplex.
units.
Arguably a duplex, not even a home, not even a.
You good?
Yeah.
Any other
So
questions?
he would have to withdraw his application, the way he has it written,
No, he has a two-family, he's asked for
but I
two.
mean for an in-law.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd have to
He'd have to
Get less.
reapply for an in-law
Yeah.
apartment.
But we
But if
could,
he wants to do it as a two-family, then
we could put stipulations on the 2-family that it needs separate, correct? We could do that, separate utilities and all that.
Okay.
I think we could approve it without the separate utilities.
Exactly.
There's plenty of people that rent and pay one fee, and then the landlord takes care of the electricity. There's no requirements of the utilities like that.
Any other
I mean,
questions
this is a
from
straight,
members?
we're approving a straight up apartment. That's what he's asking for,
Right.
you know?
Anybody else
I'm
have any
I'm
other
just
questions
trying to
from?
get straight in my
No,
mind.
yeah.
I'm trying to get straight in my
Jerry, good.
mind what the impact would be if we're calling it one thing and not the other. I'm just mulling it up, that's all.
In-law sounds a little softer.
And I think it is. Like if it was in my neighborhood, I would feel differently about an apartment than an in-law apartment. And I think that's why there's two different things in the bylaws. I think there's a clear difference between that. And he's not asking for an in-law. He's effectively going to use it that way for foreseeable future. But he's going to have, if we approve this, he's going to have the
The
right
use is like, is an in-law,
for now.
but he's
Yeah.
asking
Now,
for a
right.
two-family to be used as an in-law. And later on in life, he wants to change it to,
I put my cat's face up.
He's asking for the use now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, any other questions from members of the board?
Butters?
Yes,
Con, yeah.
I'll open it up to any butters or people from that would like to voice their opinion. If you could just raise your hand and identify yourself, I'll call on you from there. Yes, sir.
Mark Bradford. I live on 131 Hayward Street. I have the same feeling that a two-family is something different than all the houses that are there on the street now. It seems like he's a prime candidate for an in-law apartment. Then, because if he asks us for a two-family, I'm probably gonna come down and ask for a two-family to make income, and we're just gonna stop this domino kind of effect, I would think.
Okay. Yes.
In Bradford, 131 Hayward Street. And isn't there more lots on your area there? So
believe there'll
once
be
you,
3 or 4 more, yeah.
so once you open this up to him for a two-family, he's gonna put 2 more and 2 more and 2 more. Okay, well, that's what you say, sir. But our neighbor's already been called and to ask for money for the road, that the fire department won't be able to get to her house because if he has a private road going in and she's not helping pay for the road, she's not gonna be able to get into her driveway. Miss Honey Nazarella cannot be here. We've already gone to the building inspector and we've discussed this with him, the things he said to her. And she was in a major car accident last week, so she cannot be here. We have her phone number if you'd like to call her. I just feel that.
What other lots does it sit on? All you have is one lot, lot number 3.
Yeah, I should
Right,
find
well, this lot 1, 2,
He's showing his
3.
hair.
1, 2,
He didn't ask for
3.
the father.
Those are buildable lots that I'm probably gonna sell off to help pay for this.
But then anybody can come up and do a two-family and two-family. I say if the man wants a in-law apartment, I don't have a problem. I do have a problem with the two-family. And what happens if this is a private way? Who
It can't
puts
be
in
a
the
private
road?
way.
I mean.
Yeah, I don't see where, if it's coming up, his frontage is coming off of
Right now, it's a
Hilda.
private way evidently, I believe, right?
No,
Okay.
It's a driveway.
No, that is the town subdivision road.
But if we
It's not built yet. There's a lot of
It
lot of
has
issue
to
with
put a
that road
road in.
coming up
Existing
first.
gravel
A lot of
driveway.
problems with the town from years ago.
Okay, which road are we talking about? If you could show,
It's not a town in the west.
which one are you talking about?
This right here.
Oh, that's all pre-existing.
No, this is from here up, there's trees. All this is trees.
So the road has to be.
It hasn't been cut or cleared. So there's a house here and there's a house here. Her frontage is actually on Hayward Street. Somehow that house got turned. So it's actually not even legally supposed to have frontage on this street. It's supposed to have frontage on this road. But that's neither here nor there. He has frontage on this road here, but it's not developed or paved.
Oh, the
yet.
road's not built?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
It's a dirt driveway.
I gotta spend almost $700,000 to build a road.
So you're gonna extend it out this way
I have to
with a
start here.
cul-de-sac and then a driveway?
I have to start here, build the road, coming all the way up, and then do my driveway.
I mean, so the special permit you're asking for is only for lot 3.
Yeah.
So you would not be able to have a multifamily on lot 2 or lot 1.
No.
And so it is only the 13 acres that you're asking for.
That's correct.
Yeah.
For cutting down the road, he asked for it again, and since you open it up to a two-family, would it make it a lot easier for another one to come in?
Well, they'd have to ask again.
They'd have to apply the same as everybody else
You're
would.
setting precedents.
Well, that's another, yeah.
Each petition is judged on its own merit. It's not a matter of,
If If it looks
You know,
like
carte
an
blanche.
in-law, let it be an in-law.
Anybody else have any other comments, additions? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Gordon Andrews, planning board, chairman of the planning board. Scott has been to the planning board and is proposing to build that road out. That's what he has to do. So he's either gonna have to build it or bond it out, and he's gotta put that in, so.
Has that come before the board already?
Yep.
Yes, it has.
And it's an approved subdivision from way back.
It is approved subdivision.
The road is not built at this point.
What was the issue with somebody's driveway or somebody
Well,
could get in and out?
Honey does her
Could you
own,
show me?
127, I believe. When we built, we live here, Honey lives here. Okay, she had a Hayward Street address. Probably about 8 years ago, she was told by the town that her address would now be Hilda Lane. This was not her problem. She had all the, when she built the house, it was all kosher, it was not a problem. She got a note on her door from this man asking her to call him. She called him. He said that he was gonna need money from her, like $120,000, to help put in this road, and that she should come to this meeting with his lawyer. I went with her to the building inspector, and he said, no, you do not legally have to pay that money, and that, it was her choice not to go to the lawyer or go to the lawyer. When she called him to say she was not going to meet with his lawyer. He said, then the fire department, if your house was ever burning down, would have a hell of a time getting into your house, wouldn't they? Because you can't use your driveway.
And what about this house down here?
Stand that
That's-
last
He
time.
also asked Mr. Webby's father, Joe Webby, the same thing.
Yes, for betterment. So you run a road, you run water and sewer up a road, sometimes the town charges a betterment charge, correct? Right?
Do you remember, Mr. Andrews?
What's that?
A betterment charge on a road such as this?
Well, it's a very complicated situation, am I right?
Well, what happened was the subdivision was approved after, was your grandfather?
Yeah.
His grandfather had a house up there. They had the access over that property. And they sold that property to the developer to put the road in. And when we signed that plan to approve that subdivision, that gave them frontage on that road. So there's technically frontage on the road right now, but the road has not been built.
So automatically
But
the other.
that house was pre-existing to the approval of the subdivision.
the
So what
other
was
house
it
did.
before that, Gordon? Just a driveway or?
It was the access into,
Technically, this went with Lot 6,
which is your house.
yes.
Yeah.
And then they traded this piece of the access for what's now Lot 7. So my family got Lot 7. And then originally Walter Graney got his access because the original access was off of South Street and it went through the wetlands.
Wouldn't the other lady that owns the house on the right-hand side, wouldn't she have access on that when they build the road?
This one?
Once the road built, you
Yeah, what's wrong, she'd automatically have
She
access.
has access now.
Yeah, she don't
Yeah, I just
pay
noticed,
anybody to,
Yeah, and I don't see where it's gonna restrict or
I'd be
access.
entitled to some betterment charges from the people there because they're making me build the road up through.
I think there was
But that's
some
not-
confusion in the
Yeah,
beginning,
absolutely.
that people didn't realize that subdivision was signed and that people had legal rights to it. That was the confusion.
yeah, but they don't have to pay,
No, they don't.
they don't have to pay anybody.
They have legal rights.
They have legal rights to
Use
they'll be on their,
Deed.
yeah.
It deeded rights, Gordon, right?
Exactly.
So technically, you have frontage on Hayward Street.
But technically, that subdivision has been signed and it is approved, and those houses that are in there have frontage on that,
On Hilda.
on Hilda Lane. So Hilda Lane exists, it's not built out, but it exists. Similar to, we've approved other subdivisions in town, 1, 2 house lot subdivisions where they put in basically like a driveway in there and they can only use the one lot. If they ever go to build out that second lot, they have to put the road in to get that. There's one down on Fuller Street, can't remember the name of the street, the subdivision, but that was there. But this got approved, and Mr. Graney was gonna just go right in there and do it, and I think it was approved probably 12 years ago.
Yeah.
12, 13 years ago, and for whatever reasons, he didn't go forward. Then he came back with some multi-family project that he got approved, got a special permit, that ran out. But the subdivision still exists because when that was signed, those other 2 houses had frontage on that, and you can't rescind that frontage. That would give those people no rights. So that Hilda Lane is a legal street, and people have frontage on it.
So would that be a street with water mains and everything going up, or just?
As the
just a
approved
paved?
plan. We have an approved plan. At the time, there was no water mains down there because Haywood Street didn't have water.
Okay, so if this road was going in, this way
They
was going in?
they have to go by the plan that was signed.
Okay, and what does that have?
Does not have water mains.
Okay.
But the plan is approved, it's recorded at the registry of deeds, and that's what they have to build out.
How big is lot 2? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think it's 1.2 acres of place.
In lot 1? About?
It's just, it is 1 point, it's 1 acre of place.
And the
Yeah,
frontages,
1 acre.
what's that say?
You have to have 150 feet of frontage.
What's that, 118? What am I seeing there? Doesn't show this one. Some wetlands.
118, yep.
118.
So lot 2 only has 118 feet of frontage?
Well,
Couldn't
one
build
doesn't
it.
say.
What's on it anyway?
It's 118, is this here also
That
considered
wouldn't,
frontage?
no, that wouldn't be frontage, no.
Okay.
It's not on the road. And then this one looks about the same.
I'd say so, yeah. So neither one of them have the 150.
So lot 1 and lot 2 do not have 150.
What's that?
We're talking about lot 3.
Yeah, but you said you would sell these later.
Yeah, it's all off, yeah.
I mean, he can build a road even if we don't approve this project. I mean, he can,
Or you can not build the road and go away.
yeah, around here that happens all the time.
So right now we have a duplex in front of us. We're talking about.
What's the pleasure of the board? I mean, is everybody familiar with Hilda Lane? I mean, I don't know if,
I'm familiar with the area.
I think,
No,
I
Haywood
think,
Street.
No, not Hilda Lane, no.
Yeah, Hayward Street, I know
are you
Hayward Street.
familiar with it?
Yeah.
Because I just walked the whole town at some point.
Yes.
I don't know, I personally think it, if we did the site inspection, I would provide our board with an opportunity. I think we should address town council on this, rather than go ahead and, you know, if we have the time to do it, that would afford us the time to check with town council and then review this at our next meeting.
What would the question to town council be?
Regarding accessibility and even definition of the duplex on the 13.8 acres of upland.
Well, the accessibility would be, as far, if you're talking about the road has to be built.
The road has to be built.
Yeah, it has to be built before they can occupy.
Yeah. Or I got a bond it out.
And that has to come before planning?
Yes.
Or it's all good?
Until
The
done.
plan is approved, he has to build the road though.
Oh,
That has to come first.
Well, I mean,
Before
no,
he-
I mean, you can give approval for a duplex, but you can't move into a duplex
Yeah.
Until everything's done,
until you have
a road and,
access. I mean, it's no different than any other subdivision, it's gonna have to be built up before you get the occupancy permit. So whether this was a duplex or a single family, it wouldn't make any difference. The access has to be,
so the other two lots, they're not,
They don't
have
show
the- they don't have the
150, they don't have the frontage, no.
no matter what. So you can't build on them.
So the 22 acres that's in the application,
Can't build on the lots,
the 22 acres you're talking about includes what?
the wetlands and everything.
This is all wetlands over
So
here.
that whole,
Without those two
it
lots.
says
Without the
lot
two
3
lots.
is,
The two lots are separate.
Two lots.
so it says lot 3 is 13 acres.
Yeah, that's
But that's
what,
upland, that's upland.
that's upland.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
the whole parcel is 22.
23, 23,
Does it say that?
23.
Okay.
Including the wetland.
Does it say it somewhere?
It said it on the application, that's what I was.
That's what we're
I
getting
I
was-
just
from
want
the...
to make sure,
I was
I want to make
confused.
sure we're voting on lot 3 and not lot 2 or 1, that's all.
It specifically says.
Like on here it does. But
So
it
that
doesn't
once they, if
say.
they combine those two lots, then you can make one out of them.
Yeah, right.
You could.
Yeah, one out of those two lots.
You could.
Those
But
two
you're
lots
saying
can
don't have
become one.
frontage.
Used to.
They don't have the
this is
funds.
118.
And that looks about the same, we're just guessing, we're scaling it
This
with our
looks actually
eyes.
smaller than this here.
Well, you need another plan that shows the dimensions.
Right.
What's the side
Because
setback?
They have legal
Is
frontage.
that
Just
on there?
make sure if it's a lot.
They do have legal
That's
funds?
right, that was the weird
Yeah,
part.
I mean, the
That's why
plan
I'm
was
asking.
approved with legal frontage.
But on his actual application that he filled out,
it did.
Yeah,
it says.
So why does it say 118?
that's what I'm saying.
Just may not be
You-
valid.
You need a
Very
different
clear
plan
about
that
that,
shows.
Okay.
that's what we're. What's the side, is there a side, there's a arrow there, is there a side setback there? Does it say something?
This
The
says,
side is 39.
this says the same thing.
39.
On your application, Mr. Burgess,
Yes.
you make reference to map 120, lot 1T. That's on your application, 1T. And then inside, it makes reference to lot 3. The building inspector makes reference, when he sent you to 1T. Where's 1T coming from?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
1B, 1C.
D.
1E.
7T.
One I.
What's the date on that drawing there? What's the date?
This one is,
February 18th, 2019?
What is it?
So the whole parcel is 22.
What's the date?
Acres.
right.
So 1T is the whole parcel.
1T is the whole, how do you know,
But all the-
how can you assume that?
All the ones are over here.
Are we sure it's not 13 acres and we're not counting this? That's the only reason I keep asking.
No,
Because it
because
doesn't
it does
say
say lot
13 acres
three.
of
Lot
uplands,
three.
it says
It
13
says
acres.
13.8 acres.
I think we need to get the planning boards.
I agree with Mr. Andrews. I think we need a more accurate plot plan, because there's, I mean, like you said too, you're thinking these are 150 feet of frontage, and this is showing 118, so something's not accurate.
Right.
But this is showing lot 3 at 13 acres.
Yep.
Application shows a 22-acre parcel, and it's listed here as 1T, 22.33 acres.
That's the whole parcel.
Right.
Yeah, but how do you know that, Keziah?
No, they're
That's
saying
what I bought.
1T is 22.3 acres, right? That's what he wants to put,
There's no reference to 1T on this.
there's no reference.
None.
So we have to
And
get
there's
the
nothing that
plans
says
from the
22 acres.
plans.
Right.
We need the plans from the planning board, because they would have the dimensions.
You should be looking at the approved subdivision plan.
All right.
Yep.
I think we should continue this hearing until the accurate and more complete application is submitted to the board. I don't know how the rest of the board feels.
Yeah. I mean, I have a little bit of a, I mean, I guess it's all within the thing, but I guess it's why it's 39, why it's not further over away from the lot line and not just 39 feet.
What
There's all
I
sorts of
personally
questions, yeah.
required would be the subdivision plan from the planning board showing exactly what it
Yeah.
was in a more accurate, we don't know what we're voting on. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what I'm voting on. Okay, I'm looking at 13, the application's telling me it's 22. Don't think I have enough information, accurate information to make a decision on it. I don't, what, you guys
I
feel,
agree.
you know, I'm only one vote here, so.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, so Rob's letter mentions this.
Rob Letters mentions
So he might have,
1T.
he might have been talking about the entire lot 1,
And
2,
that's the kicker.
and
We don't
3. You
know
own
what
all
he's
3,
doing.
right?
I don't at all.
Yeah, that might be why he's saying that. So if you're applying for lot 3, that might not be what this says. So that's, I think we should just be more clear about what that is.
Are there other lots?
Other than 1, 2, and 3?
Where are the other lots?
Just 1, 2, and 3
Yeah.
right now.
Just 1, 2, and 3.
Well, you say right now.
And
Well, the
4?
other part is all wetlands, so he's not gonna be able to do anything.
And
with it.
4?
Oh, you have 4 too? No.
Or is that separate?
No, that's separate. Well, it's all part of it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you own all
I own
this
it.
stuff in the back, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you own lot 4 also?
That might be what he's talking
Yeah, and I
about.
own the drainage lot.
Okay, that,
This is what I'm
And that
after.
would-
What
that would be
lots?
22
acres.
So 1,
That's
2,
probably
3,
what I'm
4,
saying.
5 of the other lots that you're not using that you own.
Right.
You do, there are?
Yeah.
Where are they?
I got 1, 2, 3, that's 4.
and then the drainage.
Then you get the drainage
Five.
lot.
And the,
But you,
Are there any more other than that?
no,
That's it? Okay.
that's it.
That's, I'm scaling it and I'm saying, well,
Right.
that and that and that don't make another 13, well, another 10. With that, it might make another 10.
right.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, okay.
Yeah.
Do I have something in the form of a motion that we postpone this and, or continue this rather until the information required would be the subdivision plan as approved by the planning board and a detailed breakdown on the plot plan on what lots?
Were you gonna do a site visit?
I don't know.
No,
Actually,
it's over there.
we've gone out there before, it's just
Over there
woods,
right now.
vacant land.
That's it.
I mean, if members on their own wanted to drive downhill there and see what they were talking about this, it's certainly do that, but I can't specifically see walking this until we even know what we're talking
We're
about.
talking about, yep.
Do I have a motion?
I'd like a motion to continue petition 9/12 until January, what's the
13th.
13th.
At which time would we need the required documentation
Yep.
to specifically show the dimensions and the site plan
Yep.
as approved by the planning board some 12, 13 years ago, whatever it was.
Yep.
All right?
All right.
Second.
Do I need a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, thank you. Thanks, good. All right, please tell me that's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Because the in-law's not till January, right?
120, what's the,
This one's not till January.
What's that?
Aren't they continued for another month? The Rhoda contracting, Thompson Street?
What happened to Rhoda Scroll?
The next one's continued to January, right, Alana? The Thompson Street one?
Yeah. We did everything else. Any other business?
All well water was.
We read the mail. We did the bills.
Did you pay the bill?
What's that?
The bill need to be signed. Did they sign the bill? Do you need to sign it?
They did already. Oh, they did? They signed it? Yeah, good.
It's gotta be
The
the bill
bill?
or.
No, the bill. No, the bill.
Oh, you guys are fast.
And you have to do it.
All right.
We're in recess.